Welcome to the Washdown podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Green, and with me today will be my co-host, Chris Nelson. And we are going to be talking about Burnout, which we kind of go in depth on. Also talk about post-traumatic growth. And hey, there's some movie quotes and references in there too, and how Lord of the Rings correlates with mental health. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Drop us a like, drop us a comment. If there's anything you guys want to hear, let us know. And with that, welcome to the Washdown podcast.
Stuff.
Well, dude, I mean, sometimes you got to adapt and overcome, work with what you got.
You can only polish a turd so much.
Yeah, but it's our turd, so.
I don't want the turd anymore.
Yeah.
I want the Bentley.
Well, so it was brought to my attention that maybe whenever we're doing these shows and it's you, me, and James, that we might go a little bit overboard and be a little bit too mean with each other, take the jokes a little bit too far.
I don't think we go far enough.
So a little bit, like maybe adjust your mic to where
I'm going to go get my saw.
It's pointed right at your face instead of underneath your mouth.
I'm going to get my saw, and I'm going to fix this.
That's not going to fix it.
Give me some duct tape and some WD-40.
So you...
Right about there.
Yeah, that should be good.
Do I got to stand like 1 foot? And
No, just
kind of like an internet connection.
Point the mic at your mouth. Thank you. It's been a long day already.
Yeah. I got a 20-minute nap.
Yeah. House hunting sucks.
Having a house sucks.
No, I like having a house. But anyway, back to the topic. And we'll talk about some other stuff today too, but I think it just probably needs to be addressed at the beginning of the episode. So, and I could get how people could see that as, because I think we do. At times we take the joke a little bit too far, or it gets a little bit too repetitive and kind of seems like we're actually picking on each other and being mean.
Like literally?
Literally. And they'll know that once this episode comes out. But the thing that you need to, the thing that people need to understand is, one, Chris and I have been friends and known each other for 17 years. We've worked together closely in very stressful situations. And in this line of work, along with police and military and stuff, there's a different language. Like, it's not...
Even nursing.
Yeah. I can't speak firsthand about that, but there's a different language between people. And it's just part of that culture of we talk to each other a certain way. Mm-hmm. And I get how it could be viewed as offensive, but it's not. And we kind of addressed that a little bit when Dana and Rob were here about, hey, I can make fun of you and you can make fun of me, but if anybody else does it,
yeah,
it's no different than that.
It's like having your siblings.
Yeah.
You can say certain things and do certain things. They can do certain things and say certain things, but an outsider can't.
Right. So I think it's...
But it's not... Well, when you see it from the outside, you're like, whoa, you let that happen? But no, it's different.
It's a little bit different. And believe me, if my
nobody's
feelings...
offended.
Yeah. If my feelings were actually getting hurt, I mean, everybody would know.
Like about patches?
Yes. Which we had a conversation about it.
I don't think it worked.
No, I think it did, because we haven't really talked to it. It hasn't been brought up since then, really.
Let's talk about it.
Dude, if you want to talk about it, you go ahead.
I don't want to beat a dead patches.
Well,
What do you got? Patches 2.0 is missing today.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say is, we kind of migrated from making fun of my Jeep to making fun of his Jeep.
Let's make fun of my Jeep.
Well, make fun of your lack of a Jeep.
Yeah, so it's like your guys' Jeep.
Yeah.
It's just not there ever. Mine's just cheaper.
That's what you think. So we could talk about your motorcycle.
It runs.
Just the handlebars don't stay in the right place.
Yeah. I got that fixed. It was only like an inch, but I was like,
if it moved an inch, it'll move a mile.
I'll be honest, there was a lot. It took a lot of force to move that inch because I was stuck in that hole, and I put some ass into it to get out.
Yeah.
And I didn't get out.
Yeah, that's why I think.
Even if the bike was lower, I still don't think I would have gotten it out because it was a deeper hole than I thought.
Well, you got to be careful where you park. So I have no problem circling a parking lot 3 or 4 times. Looking for a good spot.
Area where I parked would have been good because it was at a Harley dealership.
Well,
for bike night.
Yeah, you would.
You think they would
think that, but you'd be wrong.
Like, y'all need to repave it. You had all winter to get this done.
Yeah, dude, they don't give a shit. I mean, they just don't. They're about how many bikes can we move?
Yeah, it's a business.
Yeah.
Oh, and beer went up too.
Oh, of course it did.
I was like, what? I think.
Everything's went up.
No, on bike night it was the same. It was another night they had. It was like a bike night light or something. I was like, $3.
It was trike night?
Maybe, I don't know.
Or Cam-An night?
No. The parking lot would have been empty.
Just for the record.
I do like those Can-Ams.
And this is my own personal view. Obviously, Chris just said that he loves those things.
I didn't say I love them. I said I like them.
Whatever. I'm putting words in your mouth. Me personally, I hate them. I don't think they belong on the road. They're a snowmobile that somebody slapped some tires on. It's not a motorcycle. Stop saying it's a motorcycle. Stop allowing people to take motorcycle tests on them.
It's a trike.
It's a reverse trike. So, yeah.
I do like the trikes too. At some point.
So let me ask you this, since you brought up trikes. So they made 3-wheelers illegal, right? Like back in the late 80s, early 90s, whatever.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why.
A trike is a 3-wheeler.
It's a big 3-wheeler.
It's the same.
That's heavier.
Yeah.
I think it was the way the 3-wheelers were made back then. It was really, really easy to flip one.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I was...
First-hand experience.
Yeah. Well, some friends of ours, whenever I was growing up, they had a 3-wheeler. And I was sitting on the back. And, of course, there's no place to put your feet. So I just had them kind of up. And, dude, we come over this hill. And we're not going fast. We're not doing anything crazy. But my feet kind of dropped a little bit. Mm-hmm. And that 3-wheeler ran right up the back of my leg.
Ooh.
Dude.
Let that hurt.
It did not feel great.
My grandparents' neighbors had one. And I was riding it. And it, just in the they both had big backyards. And there wasn't a fence there yet. So just doing circles.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hard to go. On your back.
The good thing is you just get up, push it over, and give it.
Yeah, it was light. I think I might have been 12, 13. So, it wasn't heavy. It was easy to flip over. But, it's are you going to hit your head? Is it going to burn you?
Yeah.
If it lands on you right, it could hurt you. But they were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy. It was really easy as a turn. Over you go. And you couldn't stop it. But no, I like the trikes. They've got them to where they don't do that.
Yeah, well, I think it's the wheelbase is wide enough to where.
And it's got more weight to it.
Yeah.
And I think at some point when you ride, you hit that point in age or even injury where you've got no choice.
Yeah.
And I would rather ride a trike than a Can-Am.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's me, though.
Yeah.
But I did sit on one. I've sat on the Can-Am. I took it around a parking lot because we were looking at one for my wife at one time because she liked them. And I was like, yes. Because then I get to ride by myself.
Yeah.
Which, it's different by yourself and with a passenger. We all know that.
Oh, yeah.
But it was nice. And it had some power.
Well, they're automatics.
Yeah. And that was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have to shift? Ooh.
Dude, were you there whenever that dude ran his right through the showroom floor, through the double doors?
No, but I heard about it.
Yeah.
The salesman was telling me.
Yeah. I ran that call. That dude.
Like he had no experience or something.
So he tried to blame it on the fact that they adjusted his brakes and the lever moved. But in reality, if you just let off the gas, it'd pretty much stop on its own.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to stop on its own. Obviously, there's momentum and all that stuff. But he was literally in the parking spot right in front of the double doors, got on, and just mashed the gas and went right through the double doors into the showroom, into a couple of bikes. And he had glass cuts all over him and insisted that we put Band-Aids on him. We tried to explain to him, this is a bad idea. You need to wash these out, and you should probably go to the hospital. But he's a macho man because he drives a Can-Am and said, no, I'm good, bro. But put some Band-Aids on.
Did you tell him if he wore leather, he wouldn't get those cuts from the glass?
No, I was...
And a helmet?
He had a helmet on.
It was a full face?
Yes, it would have been. So, but this was back before they repealed the helmet law.
Yeah. No, I'm all for helmets. Don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, I love false senses of security.
I like not wearing my helmet too, but
yeah,
it depends on the day, how I feel.
I will tell you this, because I've worn full faces, I've worn half faces, I've ridden without my helmet. If it is raining, I want a full face helmet on, because raindrops at
they hurt
65 to 70 miles an hour, that's like getting shot in the face with a BB gun. It is not fun.
It's like being on a boat. Same thing.
Yeah.
Except it's full body. You probably don't have a shirt on. And there's nowhere to hide from it.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, it was quite hilarious. And there was lots of giggles. But, I mean, and that's the type of stuff that, makes the job worth doing.
Let's see here. Get back into the text message from yesterday. Because I forgot what I sent.
Oh. Yeah, I think we were going to continue talking about post-traumatic growth, and there was something else in there that needed to be hit that we wanted to re-highlight. Yep. Burnout,
maybe more on post-traumatic growth, or make it a light and fun episode of what we do for de-stressing after bad word days and calls.
So, yeah, which topic do you want to hit first? Because I feel like the episode that just aired today was supposed to be we were supposed to talk about post-traumatic growth, and I think we did a little bit.
Yeah, and we talked about it with the one coming up.
Yeah.
Or, well, by the time this airs, it'll already be out with Rob and Dana.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So, but I think it's one that we could mention that every freaking episode, and I wouldn't get tired of talking about it because it is so important.
It is.
He's thinking. Wheels are turning.
I don't know if I want to talk about it or not. A buddy of mine.
Oh. Well, yeah.
So, I won't mention names. He's got an injury, struggling. I get it. Trying to, I've been there, man.
Yeah.
So I injured when I hurt my shoulder. Not working, and you've worked for so long, it messes with your head. You start feeling like you're not doing your part, you're not carrying your weight, in your relationship in the house, and just trying to help him out. I've been there, man. I know it sucks. But it's the growth part afterwards that you make your biggest steps. Knowing that you're going to get better, that's going to get fixed. And then growing from there. It's kind of hard to explain.
Well, it's the same as, we talked about it a little bit of viewing it as an injury. You take the steps to rehab from an injury, a physical injury. and you try to make whatever you injured stronger than it was before.
Yeah, it's never going to be stronger, though.
Can be.
That's why you get the disability rating after your surgery. It's never the same. It's never as strong. Mentally, you can be.
Yeah.
But physically, I can still tell a lack of strength in my left arm. Huge lack.
Right.
Compared to where I was.
So, but it's a visible change. You know, it's kind of, and James mentioned it, you know, of, hey, you know, I couldn't jump up on this box. Now I can. That's a marked growth, marked progress. Yeah. And with, you know, PTS or PTSD, depression, things like that, the outward visible signs aren't readily apparent. Like, you're not just going to walk up to somebody and go, okay, you're better. You know, I can tell you're better. Like within 2 seconds. With a physical thing, you can tell. You can just look at somebody like they've had a leg injury and you watch them walking. Oh, hey, that dude's just about healed up. There's that, you know, growth, for lack of a better word, a healing from that injury. Whereas with mental health, you can't tell. You can't just look at somebody walking around and go, that dude handled his stuff, you know?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell when someone's in a bad spot and when they're not. Or when you can tell a difference. I don't want to say it's your color in your face, but it kind of is. Like, you're brighter.
Well,
your aura is different.
Oh my God.
This is gemstones. Gotta get your healing crystals, man. They work. Your lavender oils.
Yeah. Essential oils, which...
You know what? If you believe in it, it works. That's all that matters. It's a thought process.
And I will say that there is some science behind the essential oils and how to use them and all of that stuff. And I mean, are they a cure-all? No. But are they a tool that needs to be in your toolbox, or that should be in your toolbox? Why not?
Yeah, if it works for you.
Yeah. If it works, use it. If it doesn't work, throw it away.
Kind of like the tarot cards. If you believe in it, great. That's you. You do you.
Yeah.
I don't believe in those.
Yeah, I don't know why those even got brought up, but
because it's things people believe in that others don't. Superstitions.
Yeah. Well,
are they real?
I will tell you this: as long as I wore the same boxers in high school for basketball games, we won.
See?
And anytime I didn't wear those particular boxers, we lost. I think athletes get that more than anybody else does.
Mm-hmm. But wore the same shirt.
Yeah.
If I didn't wear it, played like crap.
Mm-hmm.
Same music.
Yep. And I wonder, well, you know that it's mental.
It is. Well,
it's 100% mental.
Just like when people do a seance, or I don't believe in a seance. I don't believe they work. But it's that power that it has for you. If you believe it works, it works.
Yeah.
If you believe tarot cards or healing crystals or your essential oils, if you think they work, that's great, because it's the power positivity in your mind. And you're doing something to better yourself, and it's the tool you're using.
Hey, if that's the coping skill that you want to use, go for it. I don't judge.
No, it works for you.
Yeah.
Happy for you.
Yeah.
There's different things out there for everybody, but it's all about the growth.
Yeah.
Getting better.
Yeah.
And keep getting better.
Yeah. Which it needs to be talked about. It really does, because everybody focuses, or not everybody, I'm not going to say everybody, but it seems to me that almost the conversation is almost exclusively about the trauma or the diagnosis, you know, the PTS, the PTSD, the depression, whatever it is. The conversation is about that. They don't, there's no talk or very little talk about the growth that comes out of it, what people do with it once, they get to that stage.
Yeah, it was difficult to find articles about it.
Yeah. So,
You
but
found some, but they weren't very good.
Yeah. But look, here's the thing. Once you go through all this stuff, or if you go through it all, you take the steps, you put in the effort, you put in the hard work. Why not share that? Say, hey, look, I did this. This is what happened. This is where I was at. Now I'm over here. And I'm doing this. And I feel better. And I'm, that people need to know that there is a light at the end of that long, dark tunnel. And there is. And you would think it would be common sense. But it seems like a lot of people think that, once this happens or once I have this, then this is what I am and this is what I have for life. Like they don't think that they can heal. And I think that's a problem because they get stuck. I mean, and I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a freaking expert.
No, it's where you are mentally. You can't see that. I think as you're going through your treatment, whatever your treatment is, you start seeing it. Things get a little easier. It's just like it's learning. You're learning about you, what's going on, and which path you need to take. I'm tired of this damn microphone. You can't win.
Well, dude, it's you modulate your volume.
Yeah, but I mean, no matter what, I hear myself perfect in it.
Right. I get it.
Try that.
That's better.
I feel like I'm yelling.
Yeah, but you're not. You're speaking clearly, which plays good on the camera. Makes you sing.
Microphone growth.
Microphone growth. There you go, bro. And whenever you speak clearly, it doesn't sound like you're mumbling. So then you sound smarter.
I'm going to get me a computer like Stephen Hawking had. And use a robot voice.
Oh, like, do you remember the, what was it? The little Lego videos that we were doing? That voice?
Yeah. What was that called?
I don't remember, but dude,
they were popular there for like 6 months.
Yeah. It was hilarious because you could type in the most jacked up stuff and it was just, no matter what you put in there, it was funny.
And that voice is still being used. It's just that computer voice.
Yeah.
God. Because didn't all that start with that mechanism of injury video?
Honestly, I don't know how it started. I just know that it got turned very quickly to making fun of other stations and crews.
Oh, and it's like every city was doing it.
Yeah.
Some were good.
Yeah.
Some were like, that was bad.
Yeah. Someone's like, maybe you should put some more effort in there.
I never made them. I just watched them.
What's next on the list? We talked a little bit about post-traumatic growth.
Oh, you got burnout.
Burnout. Let's talk about that, dude. Because we haven't talked about that in a little bit.
I need August to get here.
Yeah. So what are some of the signs and symptoms of burnout? So you got, irritable, not sleeping, little enjoyment of stuff that you even enjoyed before.
And you're always on edge.
Yeah.
It seems like, and not like something bad's going to happen, but am I going to explode?
Yeah. Oh,
you don't really want to eat.
Yeah.
definitely don't want to work.
Yeah. I would say that, just my own personal opinion, that may be the number one sign for people in our career field. For firefighters that truly, they love the job, they love what they do, but then they hit that burnout stage and they get to that point where, man, I don't want to go to the station today. I don't want to deal with whatever we're dealing with.
We know how much sick time you have
in
the bank and your vacation. You can have 8 months off if you use it all.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
That's not with having your end days in there or your free day.
Well, dude, so my advice to anybody experiencing that would be, you need to do some self-reflection and figure out what's causing it. And if you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. And if you need to, here's the thing. A lot of people will say, oh, well, you just need to take some time off. Take a vacation. In my experience, that doesn't fix anything. Because
it's harder to come back to work.
Yeah. It's harder to come back to work. You don't really solve any of the problems. It's like, I was having this conversation with somebody, and it was a while back. And this person was just like, man, I hate it here. I don't like it here. I just want to move. I want to get out of this town. I want to go somewhere else. Okay, well, that's fine. But the problems that you have, the drug addiction, the this and that you have going on, those are going to go wherever you go. You have to fix your problems. It doesn't matter. A change of venue is only going to be a temporary reprieve.
So I think with fire and police, it's a major part of its call volume.
I don't disagree.
Because you don't get away. And then you're short-staffed, which, now you're running even more because everybody's short-staffed. And then you're not forced to work overtime, but you kind of are.
Yeah. Well, you're a piece of shit if you don't.
And then, and those are the guys that barely work overtime to say that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't mind saying that.
Yeah.
I don't care if they get mad.
No, they can suck it.
If they get mad, they know my number.
Yeah.
You can call me. You know where I'm at. I'm not hard to find.
Yeah.
I'm probably working.
Yeah. Nah, dude. And I think that's where, regardless of what everybody else is saying and the outside is saying, you need to take some time for some self-care. And if working that much, dude, don't. Because you know what's causing it. You know that it's being at the station 5 days in a row or 3 days. You can't do that. The human body is not designed for that. You stay at your stress level stays so high. So that means all of your endorphins, your cortisol levels are up, all of that stuff. So then whenever you do get home, it's, oh, I need to sleep. Well, you can't because you're all jacked up.
On Mountain Dew.
Yeah, on Mountain Dew. And you're going to go throw some more metals off a bridge.
Yeah. Come out like a spider monkey.
Exactly. So you're never letting your body reset.
No, when you're home, you got
home stuff to do. Yeah.
Like I gotta go buy stain when we're done.
Yeah.
The fence has been power washed. The deck's been power washed already.
Well, it looks awesome, dude.
So now I gotta stain it. Well,
yeah.
I don't. But
how long has it been since you power washed it?
He did that on Thursday.
Okay, yeah. So it's ready to be stained.
Yeah, it's ready.
Yeah.
And then he mowed the yard. This is all my son.
Ah.
But he's going to stain it too. But I'm paying him. It helps him too, so I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay with it. I don't have to do it. It's cheaper for me.
Yeah.
I don't have to do the work. I'm going to sit in a lawn chair and drink a beer and watch him do it. And buy a beer. I'm going to get my cooler.
And tell him he's doing it wrong the whole time.
Yep, just like my dad did. I'm like, hey, butt crack's hanging out.
He's got no ass.
I know.
Your son weighs 37 pounds soaking wet.
Like you're so big, Mr. 50 pounds?
Hey,
I've seen your legs.
50's more than 37.
I've seen your legs. Look like that.
Hey, you know what? It's fine though.
Speaking of sons,
It's more
I'm afraid of what he wants.
It's more aerodynamic.
Oh, he's asking about Sting.
No, dude. I mean,
He's at work. He shouldn't be texting me.
no.
That's usually when I'll get phone calls from him during the day, and he's like, "I put a nail through my finger. What do I do?" I don't know.
Don't do that.
Send me a picture. I'm like, I'll pull it out. You're fine. It's in the meat. You're good. Put some tape on it.
Cut around the meat.
I'm like, you're an idiot. Well, he's always cutting himself for
Yeah, doing the HVAC.
doing
stuff.
the HVAC. It's like, well, there's fiberglass. I'm like, well, wear gloves. Well, I can't work as well. I know you can't, but you got to learn how to work with gloves on.
Yeah.
Because you're working with sharp metal.
If you practice working with gloves on, you can work just as well.
I can't wait till he does it. He's never stained a fence before, so. But he never power washed either.
Well, it looks like he did a good
Yeah.
job. I
Well,
mean, I didn't look at it super close.
The first little section he did wasn't very good. He got really, really close.
Oh.
And he started chipping with him. Like, stop.
Bag it up.
Like, you got to find that right. Start far back and get close to you, start seeing that dirt come off.
Yeah.
Of course, the pond was hard. He's like, how am I going to do that? I'm like, think about it. I didn't tell him how to do it. I was like, if you're going to think about it.
Yeah.
He figured it
I
out.
got to restain my deck before I sell my house, which it's a small deck, so it's not going to take me too long. But
Well, I got to put new carpet on the stairs upstairs
oh,
because it's destroyed.
yeah, I'm not doing that.
No, I'm going to pay someone to do that.
Yeah,
I figured about $1,500, $2,000. It's just the stairs. So you get like a stair runner.
yeah,
That's the high traffic, but you got to have somebody install it. So
yeah.
Nebraska French Mart, here I come.
Shameless plug. Hey, send us some money.
Maybe Home Depot.
Yeah.
Even Lowe's. I'll go to Lowe's.
Hey, man.
They sell Craftsman tan tools.
Look, you're messing with our advertising now. You got to pick one and stay with it.
Oh, no.
And we advertise for that one,
No.
and then maybe they'll send us some money.
Craftsman hand tools, Milwaukee power tools. Well, see, I got to hit both.
For the podcast, we use.
I think we put all this stuff together.
Yeah.
It was our hands.
Yeah. there wasn't any tools needed. So,
But this basement was built.
yeah, but this basement was not built for this podcast.
No.
So,
This was supposed to be my fun room.
yeah. Well, in short order, it'll be your fun room again. We'll move it to my house whenever I buy a new one.
Not in this market.
Dude, it is crazy. The housing market right now. I was talking to a guy yesterday, and one of his family members, I don't know how they're related, but these people came in and offered him $90,000 over asking price. And what's causing so much of an issue is people are waiving the appraisal clause.
Mm-hmm.
So if the house appraises for less than what you've offered, they're still paying it.
Yeah.
So
they have to come with cash.
Yeah, they're automatically going into these houses upside down.
Uh-huh.
And we're not talking, and we're not, where's all this money coming from? Because we're not talking about cheap houses. I mean, I'm not talking about $1 million homes, but
where we're at, there's a lot of people coming from the coast, both of them.
There's a lot of people from out of state.
So now you got to remember when you move here from California, the market's completely different.
Yeah.
You know, a $400,000 house out there is a shack.
Yeah.
Here,
It's a really nice home.
pretty nice.
Yeah. But the thing is, these people need to understand, and you would think that they would, that they're upside down.
I don't think they care.
The market is going to flip.
All right, so when I was a kid, we lived in Olathe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I can say that because that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
We moved to Hanover Park, Chicago, and Mom and Dad bought a house like this, and the neighbors moved from California to Chicago. Still a big difference. And they were like, oh, this is awesome. We got all this money and blah, paid their house off real fast because they were still making the same amount of money
Yeah.
because they got transferred from their job. So they can't lower the salary.
Yeah.
So Dad coming from Olathe to there, he got a raise,
Yeah.
but it wasn't
Yeah.
comparable.
Yeah.
So they were struggling.
Yeah.
I mean, they could pay all the bills. We could still do what we want, but there wasn't a whole lot extra.
Yeah.
Same thing. Even today, you move from one of those big cities on the coast. You move somewhere cheaper.
Yeah.
Your salary stays the same. So now you've got money to burn.
Yeah.
So that they don't care because they got to have a house now.
Yeah. And which, I get that.
So it's not about, nobody thinks, oh, the market will be fine because it's just me doing it. No, it's you and 100,000 people doing it, driving everything up.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at it going, we could sell the house for double, if not more than what we owe on it.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is, where are you going to go live?
Oh, I'm going to get a tent.
Oh.
I'm going to set up in the backyard.
Yeah. Which
I'll go to a park.
We'll talk about that after we turn the recording off. But yeah, let me tell you what's going on in the Southland.
I mean, there's still houses. It's just, what do you want?
Yeah. And
you got to be fast.
Yeah. Well, even being fast really doesn't matter. I mean, you got to be prepared.
Yeah. And you got to bring money to the table.
Yeah. Which, I'm in a great position because I don't have to move.
Yeah.
We want to upgrade, and we'll eventually find the right house, dude. I'm not stressing about it. Yeah, it's get discouraged every once in a while. We've put 3 offers in on 3 different houses and haven't gotten any of them. Hopefully we'll have by the time this airs, but, you can't get discouraged about it.
So you know what caused all this, right?
What, wood prices?
No, it's not even that. I mean, that's part of it now. It's a factor, but so talking to somebody who does real estate,
mm-hmm.
and we were talking about this at the station the other day. So in 2008, when everything crashed,
yeah,
all of the builders in the area that were the smaller ones went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And they left. And so you had like 2 or 3 big companies. Well, they weren't going to put money into a subdivision because nobody was buying houses. It makes sense. They're not going to take that loss. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, then everything starts recovering and they start building again, but they're still not buying subdivisions. They're adding on to subdivisions that already exist.
Yeah.
Because it's a risk.
Yeah.
Well, now we're here and you have 1 or 2 companies still building houses and they can't keep up. You can't put up a house fast enough.
No.
And you can't keep up. So where it used to be in our area, you'd have anywhere from 60 to 90,000 houses on the market.
Yeah.
You're at like 30,000, maybe.
Yeah. Well, according to the websites that I use, whenever I go do my search parameters or whatever,
mm-hmm.
and before I narrow everything down, there's only 1,200 houses for sale in the area that I'm looking at.
Yeah. So and
whenever
I say 30, that's like it's a bigger area.
Yeah.
It's huge what they consider.
Yeah. And whenever I narrow it down, it's usually between 150 and 90
mm-hmm.
that are available. So
I'm talking, what I'm talking about is when you go way north. It's like 100 something miles north and east and south. Is what they consider our area.
Oh, okay.
So it changes.
Yeah.
To where if you have to live in a certain area.
Yeah.
It handcuffs you.
Yeah, it does.
And if you're young and have a young family.
Yeah. But here's my point, and kind of the point that I want to get across to people. Look, things happen for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And being patient and waiting on the right thing to happen. Now that doesn't mean, hey, I'm just going to sit here. You have to actively be doing stuff and trying and pursuing. It's like mental health, working on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to actively do that stuff constantly. But eventually you'll find the right one. You'll find the right house. You'll find the right therapist. You'll find the right dogs. whatever the case may be, you got to put the work in and be patient. So, that old saying, good things come to those who wait. It's an old saying for a reason.
I somewhat agree with that. It's good to be patient, but if you're too patient, you'll never get anything.
Well, that's where analysis paralysis comes in.
You got to work for it. You got to go get it.
Yeah. You have to, like I said, you have to be active about it. So by what I'm saying by you got to be patient doesn't mean go sit on your ass on the couch and hope something falls into your lap.
Whoa. Don't take my stuff away from me.
You have to get out there.
I don't want
You have to put yourself in a position to where you can be successful. And whenever the opportunity presents itself, you can jump on it.
I don't want to leave the house.
I understand that.
Early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. Just saying.
That's totally true. Oh, man. We looked at a house the other day. This house from the outside was beautiful. And as soon as we opened the garage door to go in, it's like, oh, there's a mouse. Oh, hey, there's lots of mice. Oh, hey, this house was supposed to have been painted on the inside. Guess what? Hasn't been. Like the whole description of the house was completely false. Yeah. And I mean, did
you make it past the garage?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have.
Well, so here's the deal. It was in the neighborhood we wanted to be in. One of the neighborhoods we wanted to be in. Everything else about the house, it was a 4-bedroom, had a good size yard that just needed a fence, and the basement wasn't finished. So I could finish the basement how I wanted. If it had been finished, whatever. I'm not going to shake my nose at some work that I don't have to do, but
yeah, you can always remodel too, if you need to.
Yeah. It's not a big deal to move some walls or outlets or whatever I need to do, but it had a lot of selling points. The downsides ended up being more than what we wanted to deal with, and the price was too high. They had originally listed it for an amount and then took it off the market after a month or over a month, took it off the market, then relisted it for more than it was originally listed at. Yeah. And to make it seem like a new listing. So just be careful with real estate right now because there's some shady stuff going on.
Yep.
So, well, yeah, it is what it is. So what else do we have? We talked a little bit about burnout.
Let's see here.
Did we really come to a point with burnout?
Oh, not really.
Well, okay, so closing thoughts about burnout. If you can recognize it early or, whenever you do finally recognize that that's the issue, take steps. Don't just continue to do the same thing and expect a different outcome.
You can do what you can. I think a lot of it is changing your outlook, too.
Well, yeah, dude, changing your perspective is huge.
It's tough. It's real tough.
I didn't say it was easy, did I?
Because I mean, it ebb and flows.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look, man. Here's the bottom line. There's no easy button on anything in life.
No.
So if you're willing to put the work in, you genuinely don't want to feel the way that you feel, do the work. It's really that simple and it's that hard.
I mean, everybody's job is tough in its own way.
Yeah.
It's just different ways. Kind of hard to explain some things.
Well,
but I do think taking a break does help. Not so much moving jobs, because I mean, like if you're work for a company, a corporation, or whatever, you're still gonna run the same thing.
Yeah.
Because chances are you're gonna be doing the same thing, just around different people.
Yeah. For a different company, you're gonna be doing the same job.
So.
But like I said, dude, it's recognizing that's what it is, and taking steps to remedy it,
I
putting in the work.
I do think taking a vacation will help. Actually getting away, not a staycation.
Staycations are generally a horrible idea.
I like them.
I don't mind them if you do them correctly, but nobody does. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm going to do a staycation. Well, I'm still going to answer my phone. I'm still going to, oh, well, I got to go do this, and oh, this needs to be done. And you don't rest. You don't do anything. And then taking regular vacation, okay, we're going to go to the beach. Fantastic. Great.
No, you're not.
You're going to hurry up and be stressed out about, okay, are we flying? Are we driving? Okay, we got to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well now we got to go back.
That's all vacations. They can be stressful. They can be unstressful. Like, I like going to the beach. I like going, Mexico or whatever. I don't mind doing excursions, but most of the time, like, I'm gonna sit at the pool and watch everybody play volleyball, and see how much they can drink before they fall down. Oh, look, there's a bar in the pool. I'm gonna waddle over there.
Yeah, it's all about perspective.
Because it's relaxing. Sitting on the beach or sitting by the pool is relaxing. I do like staying home. Now, the first couple of days, I won't do anything. After that, it's like, all right, we can work on the house for a little bit, do things that need to get done. But I'm on my own pace. If I'm tired, I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah.
If I feel like watching TV today, I'm going to watch TV today. Just doing what you want to do on your timetable. So I don't think it matters exactly what you do. It's what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Happy.
Yeah. So you need to take that philosophy and that self-care and apply it to your general everyday life.
But you're taking that stress away. You're getting that rest to where you're not tired. And then that's going to help you change your outlook on things. Like just getting away from what's bothering you and then coming back fresh. So it's kind of like when you were in school and you were struggling with a math problem.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes walking away from it or writing a paper, walking away and coming back, and you see it in a different way, and all of a sudden it clicks. Same thing. And then now you're able to recognize those signs of your burnout, or when you're starting to, you can kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, but it's, again, you're putting in the work and changing your perspective.
So, like, at the time we're shooting this, we got the 4th of July coming.
Yeah.
Favorite holiday, can't wait. Probably going to work overtime.
And see, that's not helpful.
But, so that Friday, Saturday,
yeah,
my wife's off, family's going to be off. So we're probably going to sit in the pool Friday and Saturday. Probably do 4th of July Saturday. I think I work one of those days. I don't know.
I work this Saturday.
Yeah, so I work Friday. So Saturday we sitting around the pool, hanging out. And I don't know if I'm going to work the 4th or not. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see how I feel.
Yeah. Well,
but hard to pass up double time.
Yeah, but it's easy whenever you consider the toll that it takes. Because double time, no amount of money is worth going back being miserable. Because it's not a quick fix.
No,
there's no
quick fix.
Yeah, you know the effort that it takes to dig yourself back out of that hole. So,
but I think when you wake up in the morning, if you could, take the couple minutes to be grumpy because you just woke up. That's most people. Most of us are not morning people. I'm a night person.
Yeah.
I could be tired all day long and not take a nap. If I'm not asleep by 10:30,
yeah,
I'm up till 4.
And see, for me, it's totally different. Like, I would rather get up, busted hard in the morning, and then by noon be done. And then that way I can hang out on the couch with my dogs. I can watch cartoons. I can do whatever I want.
Thundercats.
It's been Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man lately, because I've ran through all the Avengers cartoons. So
You've watched Disney Plus, haven't you?
Yes, I have. My wife got it.
I told you would like it.
Yeah.
But no, I don't like Disney Plus. I don't want to pay for it. It's freaking awesome.
So I didn't pay for it. My wife got it because there's some shows on there she wanted to watch.
Yeah.
And I've been like, okay, I'm going to run through everything Marvel has ever done.
Are you watching Loki now?
I watched the first episode of Loki. The new one comes out today or yesterday.
I'm going to wait till it's done.
And then binge
So
watch
I finished WandaVision.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I liked it. I think it's got a long way to go. They could if they wanted it to.
I think a lot of those series are going to be one-offs.
That's kind of what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Kind of how I took it.
Yeah. Well, I think those actors and actresses are too expensive to make it like a regular series.
But I like
too many other commitments.
I'm going to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things in there, like especially reading articles afterwards of, hey, did you notice this? And then this happened. And then I'm like, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Just like I read one about Loki, the first episode of Loki well, no, you haven't watched it, so never mind.
Yeah, no spoilers.
No spoilers.
And you don't know who's watched it and that watches this.
Yeah. Well.
Or who's going to watch it.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I've even watched some of the really old 90s Marvel cartoons.
Oh, they were bad.
Dude.
When you go back and watch it now, you're like, oh.
It's an understatement of how bad they actually were. Like, we're talking about just like maybe one step above the 70s and early 80s cartoons, the Hanna-Barbera stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I still like watching the old Scooby-Doos.
See, the old Scooby-Doos don't bother me. Like, I can watch them and it's fine. But like watching, and maybe it's just because I'm spoiled with having watched, the newer stuff, that I expect a little bit, like the animation to be a little bit better and the dialogue to be a little better and the story to be a little bit more.
What is it? You can't judge the past by today's standards.
Right. Which we watched. What were we watching the other day at the station that somebody put on? I can't even remember. But it was like a good movie from like the early 2000s, late 90s. And, dude, like the graphics were terrible. I'm like, how was this ever considered good? And then you stop and think about it, and it's like, oh, because that was the first time we ever seen anything like that.
Like, look at The Matrix when it first came out.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It had that green tint to it.
Yeah.
And, when he became the one and he's moving all faster, it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Even the second one. And now you watch it and it looks like you're watching a PS2 video game, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. It's like, man, this is really has not held up.
When you start talking CGI and stuff, it just doesn't.
Yeah. Maybe that's a reason why the original Star Wars has held up as well as it has, because they use models.
Yeah, maybe.
So, because I can still watch those, and I don't get that feeling of...
I do sometimes with the lightsabers, like when Vader and Obi-Wan are fighting. You actually watch Obi-Wan's lightsaber go out for a second.
I think there was a reason for that.
Yeah, I'd read something that there was a theory that said that was his power.
Yeah.
He's losing his connection to the Force a little bit, and he knows what he's about to do.
Yeah, I don't think he was losing his connection to the Force. I think the theory that I've read that makes the most sense is he was gathering all of his power so he could
be a Force ghost.
Be a Force ghost, yes. And
I explain Luke.
Yeah. About what?
Spoilers if you haven't seen him. Because he used all his power.
Yeah, I think he was just more powerful than Obi-Wan.
To project himself, and then...
Yeah.
Which I'm still mad about. It's horrible writing.
Yeah, that was just like, oh, we need to, like, have him here, but... So, it was just, they took an easy way out. Like we were talking about the other day, not a fan of the new ones. I think it was lazy writing, lazy story.
I mean, it's definitely towards the bottom of my list.
Yeah.
But I'll still watch them because it's Star Wars.
I still haven't watched the newest one. All right, I think maybe I have.
I did, but I didn't.
It was one of those things that I put on, and I think I fell asleep during it for a little while.
Man. I have to go back through this to get back to the text message because the phone locked. But I still like watching Star Wars. That's a good escape for me. Like even the cartoon, The Clone Wars, I really like that. I haven't watched the Bad Batch yet.
You know, I tried to watch the Clone Wars. I've tried several times, and it just...
Well, it jumps around so much that
Yeah.
it's hard to follow a storyline.
Yeah.
But then, like, in the later seasons, you have like 3 or 4 episodes of all the same storyline.
Yeah.
And then it jumps to a different one.
And that's
because it's showing everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you get to know more of the Jedi Masters, and
yeah.
so it's really good. And you can really watch Anakin start tipping to the dark side throughout the series, and you kind of understand why too.
Yeah,
It makes more sense
for me. A big part of it is I don't like the animation of it.
Yeah, it's kind of the anime style.
Yeah,
cartoony a little bit, not the hentai stuff.
Yeah,
but the writing was really good, honestly.
Yeah,
and the people that played the characters, like, I really like Ahsoka.
No, the Twi'lek.
She was his Padawan.
Yeah.
Which my question was, since he got, I was like, why does he have a Padawan? He's not a master.
Because it was in the script.
But
this is unbelievable. I can't believe this. This is the point you draw.
But it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it shows his progression to become a Vader throughout the whole series.
Yeah.
And it highlights the relationship between him and Obi-Wan and why he was so angry and so hurt and so crushed when Episode 3 happened. It makes a lot of things start making more sense.
Yeah.
And then you go and watch Rebels, which was just okay, but it's after Order 66 and all of that. And then, like, you got the Bad Batch, so you had clones that were 99s. And they were a Bad Batch. It's cloning. You're going to have that.
Yeah.
And like they showed one during the Clone Wars. And he had a hump, he had a limp. So he was like janitorial on Camino. God, I'm a nerd.
and, deep dive in Star Wars. Here we go.
But, and it showed him helping new recruits and cadets pass their test and overcoming their shortfalls, and how he's still a true clone, he's still a brother, and even though he got a bad hand dealt to him, how he didn't let it get him down, he overcame it. So there's a lot of stuff in there like that too. When you start paying attention, I watched the series twice now. I only watched season 7 once because I was like, You can tell they kind of threw it together to give some spinoffs.
Yeah,
because the Bad Batch showed up in season 7. And now they got their own series. Yeah. But they were kind of fun to watch. It was a little different.
Dude, you've went so far down the rabbit hole.
We haven't even talked about books yet or comics.
Dude, there was one point where I was reading like every new Star Wars book that would come out. I was like, yes, why can't they make this into a movie?
But it makes sense. You have.
Yeah.
Well, I know they're talking about that. Sebastian Stan being the young Luke.
Yeah.
Which I think would be great.
Yeah.
He's got the look. He kind of looks similar to young Luke.
Yeah.
Or to Mark Hamill when he was younger, and I think Mark Hamill's all for it.
Yeah.
Because he seems like he's legitimately a nerd.
Well, I mean, that was his most recognizable roles.
Yeah, but I think he truly loves it too.
Yeah.
Like he likes talking to fans and doing things and all of that.
Yeah.
So, but that'd be awesome because The Mandalorian.
Yeah. Which I love that show, by the way.
It was a good show.
Yeah.
So, but they set it up for showing.
Yeah.
But I want to see his adventures too. Like some of the ones you read in the books or in video games or comics.
Well, and that's the thing that they have said, like the books that have been written, that's not canon. That's not, they're not going to address those. They're going in a totally different direction. So those stories they're just book stories.
Well, see, they're talking about bringing Mara Jade into this.
See, and I don't know how you can do that without addressing those books. Because you're going to have those hardcore true fans that are going to go, this is not what I read.
Yeah.
This is not the character that, I've followed and that I like. And, it's no different than, so my own personal thing with Vikings. So I love that TV show. Loved it. The first couple seasons were great. And then all of a sudden they start going Game of Thrones and killing everybody off. And then, there's a time jump and now it's 25 years later. And this, like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What? There's 25 years you didn't talk about.
That's a big gap. So you've seen Jaws.
Yes.
Everybody's probably seen Jaws.
Yeah.
One of the greatest movies ever made.
Okay. It was ahead of, or it was
way
revolutionary for its time.
Yeah, it was. It was like Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I never knew there was a book until I got a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom gave it to me because she read it when she was a kid. I read the book. It took me a day.
Yeah.
It was pretty thick, but it was really good. But you dug so much deeper into everything. I was like, this should have been in the movie. Like even Quint.
Yeah.
Why he was kind of the way he was, and Hooper, who's I now hate him.
Yeah.
With a passion. I like Richard Dreyfuss. I like what he did with the character in the movie. But when you read the book, you're like, this guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah. So the thing with that is you got to realize for a movie, there's time constraints.
There are.
And there's only so much you can do with character development in that time constraint. So with the book, you've got 400, 500, 600 pages. And
you can do whatever you want in the book.
Yeah. And you've got, all of this room to really develop and flesh out these characters with dialogue and what you can write about them.
When you can get in their head too.
Yeah.
Hear what they're thinking.
And with a movie, you can't do that. You're relying solely on a little snippet of dialogue, and maybe you're trying to interpret their body language on camera or, their interactions with other characters, but it's quick. So you
miss a lot of things.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Harry Potter stuff. Love those movies. Love the books. So much better. So much better.
The book generally is better than the movies.
Yes.
So
Hunger Games. Actually, one of Ben's teachers turned us onto that when he was younger because he wouldn't really read. Kids don't want to read.
Yeah.
And they had just come out, and so he read it. It took him like a week. He loved it. Then he read excuse me. So then he read the second one. I was like, all right, they're going to make a movie. I'm going to read it. So I read the first one in a day, the second one in a day. The third one took me 4 days because it was not very, because it was rushed.
Yeah.
But they were good books. And honestly, I think the movies did a pretty good job for the most part.
Yeah.
It was pretty close.
Yeah.
But it's also a way, the next topic's how you de-stress.
Yeah.
For me, it's movies and reading, shooting, even riding the bike. Or just sitting in a room and not talking to anybody. Or telling my wife to stop talking. I'm watching TV.
Oh, if only that could happen.
You know how many times I've hit pause and looked at her and give her that look like
probably the same
the
amount
Samuel
of
L.
times.
Jackson look?
Yeah. Yeah, same amount of times I have.
And then it's a special word that he says all the time. I was looking at her. I don't know if I can get away with that one.
Yeah, I can't.
I meant saying it on the show.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, you give her, you know the meme I'm talking about?
Yes.
Samuel L. Jackson, look at you, motherfucking.
Yeah.
I gave her that look. Give her a little Forrest Whitaker eye. I know you've seen that meme too.
Oh.
I love both those guys. Are great actors. But
dude, so de-stressing, obviously huge. It's taking that time for self-care.
Yeah. Doing something you want to do.
Doing something you want to do, and, in a healthy way. There's obviously things that you can do that are not healthy and just kind of exacerbate the problem.
Like eating a bowl of popcorn.
Popcorn's not really bad for you. I would say like drinking a case of beer. Which, I mean, if that's what you want to do, then fucking go for it. But realize what you're doing to your body, and you're not helping your mental status at all.
I think it's one of those things. If it's every once in a while, you hang out with some friends, and it's a Friday, Saturday, you're doing the barbecue thing, and all of a sudden, oops, it happens.
Yeah.
Now, if you're doing it consistently on a daily basis or a weekend basis, whatever, that's a problem.
Yeah. Daily or even, every weekend or every other weekend.
Oh, hey, it's Friday. I'm going to go get drunk.
Yeah.
No, if you want to go have a couple beers or cocktails or whatever it is you drink.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I never judge what somebody drinks unless you drink wine. I can't stand the smell of wine.
Yeah, I don't get wine.
But if you like it, you like it, man. It's your drink.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to silently judge you for being a serial killer. You and your vinegar. I'm just kidding. It's wine. It's still it's how you relax, and some wine's good for you. Like a glass of red wine's not bad for your heart.
Yeah.
It's good for your heart in moderation.
Yeah.
Not drinking 4 bottles of red
and
wine.
If you want to talk about moderation, we go from alcohol to movies.
Yes.
So you want to sit down, watch a movie, de-stress. That's cool. You want to sit down in your basement and watch 18 movies back to back. That's a problem.
Well, see now, like if I watch the first Harry Potter, I'm gonna watch all 8. Now that's one movie. It's just over time. It's just one long movie. It's like watching Lord of the Rings Part 1.
Well, no, you gotta watch them all.
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah,
Watched them once. That was enough.
What?
They're terrible.
What?
All right. So do you remember watching Clerks 2?
Vaguely.
All right. Do you remember when they got into the argument, Lord of the Rings and Star Wars?
No. Dude, I may have watched that movie at a fire station 15 years ago.
You're missing out.
I don't think I am. I'm just not a huge fan.
Get on YouTube and look it up.
Yeah.
Just the clip.
Okay.
Because the Lord of the Rings guy ends up throwing up. Because they're arguing about the trilogy. Like when you say the trilogy, which is it? It's Star Wars. Hands down. And I will fight you over that. And anybody else. Because you're wrong. There's my answer, and there's wrong on this one. Star Wars is the trilogy. That was the original one, too. But hey, it came out in the 70s. Just saying.
Well, I will say this. The Lord of the Rings books came out, in the 40s?
Yeah, but nobody read them.
Dude,
Till like the 90s.
No, everybody read them.
They were terrible.
We just lost a light. We're going to need the next battery.
Well, it is what it is for now.
Yeah. No, dude, you don't like the Lord of the Rings, that's fine. But
the point was the guy, the Star Wars guy, Randall, I believe was his name. It's been a while since I've seen the movies. Was talking about how it was 3 movies of this, and he starts walking back and forth behind the counter. Because all they did was walk for 3 movies, 9 hours of walking. And they had a wizard.
It's a different...
He's a terrible wizard.
It's not the same type of wizard.
He had tarot cards in his pocket.
He smoked a lot of weed, too.
Yes, he did. They all did.
Yeah.
I mean, for as a movie goes, I like the effects were good. The acting was good. The action scenes were really good. Mm-hmm. Just wasn't my type of movie.
So
it had a lot of good things to it.
Yeah. So the purpose, you have to remember what the purpose of that story is, though. It's the hero's journey. So if you're familiar with Joseph Campbell and his, I don't know, his theory or whatever about the hero's journey of, you have this person who is going to go on an adventure, and the journey that's the thing, and it's the obstacles in their way and how they overcome those obstacles. So it's no different. Like, I could translate that to mental health really well, because you're going to go on this journey, right? And you're going to face challenges and obstacles. And you're going to
he didn't want to go on that journey. He was forced to, in a way.
Yes and no. I mean, well, that's the thing with PTSD.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody wants to do that?
No, that's what I'm saying is you're being forced to go on this journey, just like he was.
Yeah.
He wasn't really given he was voluntold.
Yeah, he was voluntold.
So it's going to happen. Just like if something happens, you have to go down this path.
Yeah. So he goes down this path, and it's about the challenges that he faces to get to where his, like, the ultimate goal is, right? And the ultimate battle. And he has to overcome that. You call it the boss level. And once he overcomes that, he's experienced so much growth because he stepped outside of himself. And now he's...
Well, he had friends helping him, like he never did on his own. Sam's the real hero of that story.
I don't disagree with that at all.
He was there the entire time.
He was there the entire time.
Never faltered. Was always pushing, making sure it got done.
Yeah.
And had Frodo's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the names. I fucking hate that movie. Ugh.
Dude, but you love it. That story...
No, the story's good. I think for me, it was the execution. It's just not my type of movie.
Right. Well, again, it's the translation between book and movie.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, you get to that point where you have overcome all this stuff and you have grown. Mm-hmm. And you're not the same person that you were before. You are a better version of yourself.
Yeah. Like we were talking about the other day on one of the last shows, the Matthew McConaughey deal.
Yeah.
My hero is myself in 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's tried to make that person better.
Yeah.
Because you are what you are today. That's caused what you did in the past. What are you going to do moving forward?
Yeah.
How are you going to better yourself and make yourself better?
Yeah. Well, and that...
I was like, Matthew McConaughey said that?
He's not a dumb guy.
That's what I love about high school girls. I get older, they stay the same age.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, man, working for the city. Get a little change in my pocket.
Oh. Get some Aerosmith tickets.
Yeah.
Party's Moon Tower, babe.
Yeah. You in? All right. But yeah, dude. I mean,
I love that speech that he gave.
Yeah. Well, and that feeds directly into the Rocky Balboa speech. I know I've quoted it a million times. Dude.
I still watch every time it pops up on Facebook or YouTube or whatever.
Absolutely.
Like, you got to watch it.
Whoever wrote that particular set of that monologue, whoever wrote that, I don't know if they're just full of shit or if they're a genius.
No,
because it's so applicable.
Didn't he write that movie too?
I'm sure he wrote part of it or most of it.
Let's find out.
So, but
it's got his name only. Ah, crap.
But I mean, you take that of everything that he's talking about to his son and everything he's telling him.
He wrote it.
Yeah.
He wrote the whole movie.
He's wrote a lot of his movies.
Yeah. Well, and I like Stallone. I like his movies.
So, but you take what he says and the essence of that, apply that to your life.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying take advice from movies, well, whatever, but
you can.
You can. There's a lot of value to be taken if you filter through stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of those quotes, there's a reason that those things become memes and they become posters and they become sayings, is because there's truth to them and application to them. They can be applied to your life. It's basically, so that speech, I'm a big fan of Jocko, right? And his thing is extreme ownership. That's a lot of that speech right there, is own your problems. Don't put it off on somebody else. Own your shit. And then take steps to make it better.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, do or do not. There's no try.
Yeah.
That's the first one that popped up. Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light. Good old Dumbledore coming through strong. But I mean, you're in a dark spot.
Yeah.
How are you going to get out of this dark room?
Turn the light on.
You got to search for it, right?
Yeah.
You got to find it.
Yeah.
Got to put the work in.
What
did Johnny Depp do? Captain Jack Sparrow, I love it. The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. Do you understand? That was the quote. I mean, I do remember him saying that.
And that goes back to perspective.
Yes. Nobody's going to hit it as hard as life, but it ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. It's how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. It was there. I had to pull it up.
Yeah. Dude, best quote ever.
Oh, yeah.
For my money, that's the one I'm going to go to, because guess what? Life's going to throw you problems.
Oh, yeah.
There's no easy button. It's not smooth sailing. So it's about your perspective and how you react to that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Forrest Gump.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
100% correct.
Yeah.
A little nonsense now and then is relished by the wisest men. Willy Wonka.
Yep. So, and that is...
Have some fun, man.
Yeah.
That's what I take from that.
That is exactly that.
You can
take
be
some
the
fun.
smartest, most serious person, but you got to have fun.
Yep.
Got to make fun of your friends.
Well, that goes back to self-care and taking time to relax. Because if you're just all work all the time, you're probably not going to be the happiest dude around.
There you go. Pocahontas, Grandmother Willow. Sometimes the right path is not the easiest one.
Yeah.
It's doing the right thing when nobody's around, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to make hard choices. You got to make hard decisions.
Yeah.
In this lifetime, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody except yourself. And after what you've gone through, if you haven't done that by now, it ain't never gonna happen. Rudy. That's not what that one's kind of hard to relate.
Yeah.
So I do agree with you don't have to prove anything to anybody except yourself.
Yeah.
If you think you're struggling with something, you have to be willing to make the changes, whether anybody sees it or not, whether anybody agrees with it or not.
Yeah.
It's what's going to make you happy.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So, yeah. Movie quotes sometimes can be the truest thing.
Oh, yeah.
And they're, those old sayings are old sayings for a reason, because they're usually true and there's some value to be taken. And if you just sit and think about it for half a second.
I like this one. It's not a movie. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. Audrey Hepburn. She was beautiful too.
Yeah.
I loved her.
Yeah. Again, that goes back to perspective.
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard is what makes it great. Jimmy Dugan. And yes, there is no crying in baseball.
Yes.
I mean, that's just a quick Google search. I mean, there's just a couple of them, but there's tons of them.
Look, bottom line, and what we'll close with today, you got to be willing to put in the work. I mean, recognize what the issue is, or that there is an issue, and then put in the work to fix it. Go on your own hero's journey. Nobody's going to be the hero of your story but you. Mm-hmm. And if you sit around waiting on somebody to come save you, you're going to be waiting a while. So, hard work is not a bad thing. And you're never going to grow just staying where you're at. Put yourself out there, expand your horizons, stretch yourself a little bit. You never know where you're going to go.
What was it? Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade? When he's going through all the tests.
You have to refresh my memory.
So, looking for the Holy Grail.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first one is, how does a pious man greet God? I think is what it was. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while.
Yeah, on his knees.
But you take the knee. Then you gotta spell out Jehovah. And then you come to the bridge.
Yeah.
And there's nothing there.
Yeah, that's faith.
A leap of faith. You gotta take that leap.
Yep.
I mean, it's the only way you're going to make a change is you can't do the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
You got to take that leap. Like, all right, I'm going to make a change today.
Yeah.
So when he was going through that, I mean, he's out of his comfort zone in a way. Something totally new, doesn't have it figured out. And he's got the clues, but he hasn't pieced them together yet.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with your mental health. It's there. You just got to piece it together.
Yep.
You got to put the work in.
Well said. All right, everybody.
Indiana Jones for the win.
Thanks for stopping by. If you're struggling, reach out. If you know somebody that's struggling, reach out. The resources are out there. So take care of yourself, and we will see you next time.
Before we go,
Yeah.
new episodes every Wednesday. Stop by, check them out, YouTube, Facebook. Give us a like, drop us a comment.
Yep.
Tell us what you want to hear about. We'll talk about it. If we don't know, I'll make it up. I'll do the research. I will. I'll look at it. I will read the Google.
Oh, my goodness.
And be on the line.
Yeah.
Another movie reference. That's the internship. On the line.
All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.